News 46. Local coverage you can count on.
Pahrump Nugget, Progressive Cash Drawings, Mystery Point Multipliers, Mystery Gift Days, Extra Cash for 4 of a kinds, Bingo, Bowling, Football, and Food Specials. Looking for constant action? Look no further. Pahrump Nugget Hotel and Casino.
Pahrump's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
Welcome to News 46's Week in Review, your #1 source for local news. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. One man was transported locally as a result of a vehicle versus motorcycle accident on Highway 160 and Dandelion. Saturday afternoon, right before 1 p.m. here on Highway 160 and Dandelion, a two-vehicle accident, a vehicle versus motorcycle accident. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue arrived on scene to find the motorcycle rider injured. He was transported locally here to Desert View Hospital. No one inside the sedan was injured. Nevada Highway Patrol is conducting this investigation. Nye County Sheriff's deputies directed traffic around the accident while the investigation was being conducted. This is Deanna O'Donnell on Highway 160 and Dandelion for News 46. Icy roadways apparently caused a rollover accident on Mesquite and Banovich this past week. Nye County Sheriff's deputies and Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue were dispatched to the area off Mesquite, just west of Banovich this morning, for a single vehicle rollover. The reporting party apparently told deputies that they could find no one in or around the vehicles. Upon arrival, deputies searched the area for a possible ejected individual as well. They did not find anyone on scene. They responded to the address in which the license plate was registered to. They found a male who told them that his vehicle had went off the roadway after hitting an ice slick early in the morning. He apparently was uninjured and told deputies that he would be having the car towed later on today. Nye County Sheriff's deputies are investigating. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. Emergency crews responded to an accident at the Pahrump Nugget in which a woman apparently was struck a sign in a parking space, which in turn struck the wall of the casino. A single vehicle accident on Saturday afternoon here at the Pahrump Nugget. Nye County Sheriff's deputies arrived on scene along with Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue to find one woman who ran into the VIP parking sign, which then in turn hit the wall of the side of the casino here. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue did check out for structural damage here inside and out, and they found that the damage was only cosmetic. The woman was complaining of knee pain. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue checked her out on scene, and Nye County Sheriff's deputies are investigating. This is Deanna O'Donnell at the Pahrump Nugget for News 46. And one woman was injured in the parking lot of Smith's when a vehicle backed up into her, injuring her hand and abdomen. Well, this morning around 11 a.m., a pedestrian motor vehicle accident occurred. We're going to speak to Fire Chief Scott Lewis.
Yes, we were dispatched for a report of a pedestrian motor vehicle accident. Upon arrival, we did find, in fact, a elderly female that had sustained some injury as a result of a vehicle backing into her, and the ambulance came in and transported her from the scene.
This was not a vehicle accident, then a pedestrian. It was just a vehicle backing over a pedestrian.
It's my understanding it's strictly a pedestrian motor vehicle accident.
She was transported locally?
Yes.
Who do we have on scene here?
Oh, you had engine 1, you had car 1, and also medic 2.
And any other information?
No, there was really nothing further. It was just a matter of managing the patient care and transporting from the scene.
And once again, that female pedestrian was transported here locally to Desert View Hospital. She suffered a hand laceration as well as complaints of abdominal pain. Nye County Sheriff's deputies are investigating this accident. And we remind you once again, please look out for pedestrians as well as when emergency vehicles are traveling down the roadway. You're required to stop in both directions as they pass. This is Deanna O'Donnell at Smith's for News 46. 2 people have been taken into custody following a routine traffic stop. According to the press release, on November 5th, which is Saturday, at approximately 1:50 8:53 in the morning. Deputy Heather Trumbull with the Nye County Sheriff's Office was on routine patrol in the area of Highway 160 and Basin, where she witnessed a red pickup truck turn onto Basin from Highway 160 without using its turn signal. Deputy Trumbull followed the suspect vehicle and witnessed the vehicle unable to maintain its travel lane. Deputy Trumbull initiated a traffic stop on the suspect vehicle in the area of Windsong and Linda Streets. The suspect continued for approximately a quarter of a mile without stopping. The suspect vehicle eventually stopped in the 1300 block of Windsong. The driver, later identified as Rickman, immediately exited the suspect vehicle and approached Deputy Trumbull. Deputy Trumbull was able to determine that Rickman was impaired. At this time, Deputy Casey Otteson arrived to assist with the traffic stop. Deputy Otteson approached the passenger side of the suspect vehicle and made contact with Moselle. Deputy Otteson could immediately smell the odor of marijuana coming from the vehicle. Deputies were given consent to search the suspect vehicle and were able to locate several 5-gallon buckets of small jars filled with marijuana in them. During the search of the vehicle, deputies also located a loaded 12-gauge shotgun. Both Rickman and Morcell admitted to recently smoking marijuana, and both were placed under arrest and booked into the Nye County Detention Center for the following charges, which include turning without proper signal, failure to yield to an emergency vehicle, DUI of narcotics, conspiracy to commit a crime, prohibited person with a firearm, possession of paraphernalia, conspiracy to possess controlled substances, and under the influence of a controlled substance. They are being held in the amount of $33,000 and $35,000. Further investigation found that a total weight of marijuana that deputies located was approximately 30 pounds. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. And following that routine traffic stop, some of the items that were seized, including the marijuana and prescription drugs that citizens have turned into the Nye County Sheriff's Office, were destroyed this week.
Well, we collect quite a bit of prescription drugs, thanks to the good citizens of Pahrump. And of course, the drugs that we had, I think everyone's familiar with the bust they had here over the weekend. So we're trying to destroy it as fast as we get it, but the deputies are doing a pretty good job of keeping me busy. What you've seen there is just a week. And as you recall, we were here last week or so with the same amount, and we probably had more this time. So, but while we're talking about it, I'd like to thank all the citizens out there in Pahrump for calling us and letting us get some of these prescription drugs off the streets. The sheriff has done a really good job of handling the prescription drugs.
We have a great program with the Nye County Sheriff's Office. If you have prescription drugs that you need to dispose of, how do they do that?
Just call the Nye County Sheriff's Office and someone will come by and pick them up.
And then the marijuana that's being burned today, I know that there was a bust of, I believe, 30 pounds of marijuana that, well, it wasn't a bust. It was actually, they were pulling over a car.
Stop. It was on a car stop. The deputies are very alert about marijuana, so for all you out there who want to bring it to Pahrump, I suggest you go elsewhere with it because they're very alert and very concerned about the drugs in Nye County.
They also had some methamphetamine that they were burning today.
Yeah, that was, the meth was old evidence that we destroy after a period of time, so we're getting rid of that. As far as the drugs are concerned with me, the most I'm getting is the marijuana. And of course we get the prescription drugs too. And so we had a prescription drugs. We have Nye County Emergency Services helping us out here, and so we do these burns and destroy this the drugs that are coming into town. How does people get in touch with the sheriff's office if they believe that maybe they have a drug house or they have some questions about things like that? They have a line that you can call in onto the Nye County Sheriff's Office, and as I understand it, you can leave an anonymous call. So just dial the Nye County Sheriff's Office and they'll take care of you from there. If you don't want to be identified, you may say so when you call. But any help or assistance that we can get at the Sheriff's Office, I'm sure that the Sheriff will be more than grateful for that.
Missing woman Ruth Pang was found by her family who came in from Hawaii to help with the search. We're here at 1941 South Highway 160, right in front of Available Properties, where this morning around 11 a.m. on Saturday, they found the body of the missing woman, Ruth Pang. Detectives are on scene along with Sheriff Tony DeMeo and some deputies who are scouring the area. They do have a crime scene roped off. According to the Nye County Sheriff's Office press release, a body of an adult female was located in the desert portion east of Highway 160 Saturday morning. The deceased is believed to be that of missing person Ruth Pang, who was reported missing on October 25th of 2011. Detectives of the Nye County Sheriff's Office are still following up on the case and information involving the scene. The deceased had the same clothing on as when she was reported missing. The purse was located, but the deceased also contained Ruth Pang's identification. The deceased will be examined and further details of her positive identification, as well as information surrounding the case, will be released at a later time. Detectives are following up on several leads, and the investigation is ongoing. Anyone with information pertaining to this case are urged to contact the Nye County Sheriff's Office at 751-7000. And once again, it is confirmed that this is the body of the missing woman, Ruth Pang, who has been missing from an address on Ambush Street. This is Deanna O'Donnell on Highway 160 for News 46. Still more local news to come when News 46's News in Review returns.
Pahrum's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
Just weeks after his final farewell on 60 Minutes, Andy Rooney died from apparent complications from an undisclosed minor surgery he had on October 25th.
And all this time, I've been paid to say what is on my mind on television. You don't get any luckier in life than that. This is a moment I've dreaded. I wish I could do this forever. I can't, though. But I'm not retiring. Writers don't retire, and I'll always be a writer. A lot of you have sent me wonderful letters and said good things to me when you meet me in the street. I wasn't always gracious about it. It's hard to accept being liked. I don't say this often, but thank you. Although, if you do see me in a restaurant, please, just let me eat my dinner.
Andy Rooney was 92 years old, which is the same age Walter Cronkite was when he died in 2009. After a 70-year career as a writer, he stated in his farewell on the show that aired October 2nd that he is not retiring. He added that writers never retire. And he was on 60 Minutes for 33 years. Rooney has been a widower since 2004. He is survived by his 4 children. No funeral arrangements have been announced as of yet. A jury found Dr. Conrad Murray guilty of involuntary manslaughter in the 2009 death of Michael Jackson. Zach Fuentes reports on the trial and the life tragically lost.
We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Conrad Robert Murray, guilty of the crime of involuntary manslaughter in violation of Penal Code Section 192, subsection B. Alleged victim, Michael Joseph Jackson.
It took a mere 10 hours for a jury to decide the fate of Conrad Murray, the doctor accused of being responsible for the death of pop icon Michael Jackson. That's right, as we reported on last night's newscast, a personal physician of the singer was found guilty 2 years after Jackson's death. The trial against Dr. Conrad Murray began on September 27th of this year. The prosecutors in the case, Los Angeles District Attorneys David Wagren and Deborah Brazil, told jurors that misplaced trust in the hands of Conrad Murray cost Michael Jackson his life, and it seems that jury agreed. The jury was made up of 7 men and 5 women, 9 of which had previous jury experience. Murray or his defense team did not show any emotion as the guilty verdict was read. Murray was remanded without bail, a move which surprised many due to the fact that he had no previous criminal record. A mass of media and thousands of fans were outside of the courthouse, anxiously awaiting the verdict, which was announced to be given at 1 o'clock Pacific time. Present inside of the courtroom were his mother and father, Catherine and Joe Jackson, in addition to sisters Rebe and Latoya, and brothers Randy and Jermaine, all of whom seemed to be more than satisfied with the verdict. Conrad Murray was a cardiologist hired by Jackson as his personal physician just a month before his death. Murray met Jackson right here in Nevada, Las Vegas to be specific, which is where the doctor had a practice and residence at the time. Jackson insisted to AEG Live, who was a promoter of his concerts that were to take place in London, that they hire Murray to accompany him to England. Many drugs were found in Jackson's home, but the one that truly caught investigators' eyes and caused much concern was the drug propofol, a powerful anesthetic administered only in hospitals for surgeries. Jackson used this drug to go to sleep as he suffered from constant insomnia. According to a doctor called to the stand to testify, propofol is only to be used in an intensive care unit or procedure room, and the patient using it must be constantly monitored. The very same doctor also stated that Murray, when asked what medication Jackson was taking, never mentioned propofol. According to reports, Jackson requested that he be given the drug to help him sleep, and Murray complied to the request. On June 25, 2009, the day of Jackson's death, Murray reportedly went into the singer's room and found him in bed, not breathing. Murray attempted to revive him for more than 10 minutes before calling for any kind of help. According to Murray, 30 minutes had passed by the time security called 911. In the meantime, Murray continued to perform CPR on the bed, which is considered a wrong technique due to the fact that CPR is to be done on a hard surface. Another mistake on Murray's part was that he was using one hand to perform a chest compression instead of the standard two. When paramedics did arrive at the house, they performed CPR for 42 minutes, and when Jackson was transported to UCLA, doctors there attempted to resuscitate him for more than an hour before pronouncing him dead at 2:26 p.m. that day. An autopsy found that a number of drugs were found in the singer's system, the most significant, propofol. Murray was charged with 1 count of involuntary manslaughter, has been stripped of his medical license, and now faces up to 4 years in state prison. His official sentence is expected to be given on November 29th. We'll be sure to keep you posted. I'm Zach Fuentes for News 46.
And here is Zach Fuentes with a look at your entertainment this week.
I'm Zach Fuentes with your entertainment this week. The 45th Annual Country Music Association Awards, or CMAs, kicked off in Nashville last night, and its two extremely entertaining hosts were Brad Paisley and Carrie Underwood, who are, of course, country singers themselves. In addition to Brad and Carrie's performance of their new song, Remind Me, Keith Urban, Rascal Flatts, Lady Antebellum, Kenny Chesney, Sugarland, recent American Idol winner Scotty McCreery, and many others, including, yes, Lionel Richie, performed. The band Perry, who first hit it big in the country music scene last year with their song If I Die Young, won 3 CMA awards, making them the night's leader. It was Taylor Swift, though, who won the top prize of Entertainer of the Year. Female Vocalist of the Year was Miranda Lambert, who recently married fellow country singer Blake Shelton this summer. Shelton himself took home the prize for Male Vocalist of the Year. They took home his and her prizes, actually, it seems. Lady Antebellum won the CMA for Group of the Year, and Sugarland won Duo of the Year. Song of the Year went to the band Perry for If I Die Young, and a Video of the Year award went to Miranda Lambert for The House That Built Me. I like that song. From the nominees to the performances and the show's hosts, it looked like Nashville was having a great time at the CMAs. And now that we're on the topic of award shows, one of the biggest and most iconic just lost its host. The 84th Academy Awards had booked actor, comedian, and singer Eddie Murphy to host the show, but it was announced yesterday that Murphy had backed out. Allegedly, Murphy quit when he learned that the initial producer of the show, Brett Ratner, who was also his friend, would no longer be a part of it. Murphy stated that he completely understands the decision to change producers for the upcoming ceremony, but that he is sure that the new host and production team will do an equally great job. There is no word yet as to who will be the replacement for Eddie Murphy. The Academy Awards ceremony will be presented on February 26th of next year at the Kodak Theater and will be broadcast in more than 200 countries. Wow. Well, last week we told you that singer Adele was to undergo throat surgery to repair a hemorrhaged vocal cord. The surgery took place on Monday and was fortunately successful. Dr. Steven Zaitos, who is the director of the Massachusetts General Hospital Voice Center, performed the procedure on the 23-year-old singer. And he is the same doctor who performed a similar operation on Aerosmith's frontman, Steven Tyler, a couple years back. Understandably so, because that Dream On note is pretty high. Adele will need some time to recover, however, so the rest of her tour dates this year are unfortunately canceled. Adele is a British singer who caught America's eye, or ear, back in 2008 with the top 40 song Chasing Pavements and won the 2009 Grammy Award for Best New Artist. This year she became the first British female singer to obtain 2 consecutive #1 singles from the same album. And those songs are Rolling in the Deep and the most recent hit so far, Someone Like You, both of which are said to be expecting Grammy nominations, so we'll see if that happens. Well, the entertainment world lost platinum-selling rapper Heavy D on Tuesday. He was only 44 years old. Heavy D collapsed at his home in Beverly Hills that Tuesday morning and was pronounced dead just a short time later. Police were called to the home, and the rapper, whose real name is Dwight Arrington Myers, was found conscious but having difficulty breathing. As of now, there is no confirmed cause of death, but it was reported that Heavy D was recently visited by a personal physician and was showing some flu-like symptoms. Report from an autopsy are expected to be out in a month. We'll keep you posted. I'm Zach Fuentes, and that was your entertainment this week.
Artist Lulu Breimer spoke to us from the Sanders Family Winery during the Prump Art Council's Art and Soul. Well, Friday night was the reception here for the 17th annual Art and Soul. We're going to speak to Lulu Breimer.
Yes, it's just a gorgeous area. It's brand new, of course, and we're so fortunate to be here on the 3 days.
So this is a really good get-together, kind of different than the regular Art and Souls, but we're at the reception tonight. Tell me about that.
Yes, we are. We're at the reception tonight. It's very special. We've had the choir from the local high school here in Pahrump.
We all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow.
And we're having hors d'oeuvres, of course, and meeting all the artists. And we have an artist that came in from Ohio to do all the artwork, and they're going to be bidding on his work shortly.
Tell me about that. He was supposed to do a piece of art under 1 hour.
Yes, his name is Floyd Hook. He's very fast, and I have never seen him work before, and I've never met him until tonight. And he's doing a landscape, mountains and trees. And he is doing it very fast, and like I said, they're going to be bidding on it to raise money for the Pahrump Arts Council.
This is all a fundraiser for the Pahrump Arts Council, isn't it?
That's right, everything is. All the programs and the ads and so forth, and the booth space and everything is.
What about some of the vendors that we have here?
Some of the vendors, we have Katrine right over here. She's an expert jeweler, and she does mosaic pottery as well. She doesn't have that out tonight, but she has a beautiful display of the jewelry. There are lots of jewelers here, actually. There's lots of wonderful painters in town, and this is your chance to come out and see everybody tomorrow and Sunday. It's free to the public, by the way.
And of course, for more information on the Pahrump Arts Council, you can call 751-5776. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. Dorothy Slicker spoke to us about last weekend's Art and Soul event at the Sanders Family Winery.
Yes, I came over and I talked to Jack, and he was so gracious in providing the facility for us, and he helped me put it together and take care of everything here, so I didn't really have a whole lot of work to do. I had a wonderful committee, a committee of 4, that put this event together. Each one of us had our own project to do. Thankfully, your TV station helped us out by producing our book, taking over and helping us out. It's wonderful, and we're very appreciative about that.
Tell me a little bit about that book.
About what?
About the book that you guys put together for this event.
Well, it's one that we usually do ourselves, but with the economy the way it is, people were just turning us down right and left, and we were not being very successful. And so I had a conversation with Vernon, and he said, well, this is a project that we do, and he gave us some options, and he opted to do it, and it just took a big load off of my shoulders, and it is absolutely beautiful. Yeah, he is giving us a donation back. He produced the book and covered all the expenses, and then was going to give us a percentage back for PAC, and that is wonderful.
It is a wonderful thing. And tell me a little bit, Sanders Family Winery has a great location for an event like this, especially Art and Soul.
This has just been fantastic. I mean, the weather was not good to us, but yet the facility is large enough that we just moved everyone inside, and so we're nice and cozy and warm. Jack directed me to Porta Subs to help provide the food, and then we have Sugar Magnolias right down the street that got to partake in doing this too, and it helps a new business get known, and we have a wonderful event.
Yeah, it is really catered lovely by Sugar Magnolias as well. So this event is an all weekend long event, and it's our 17th annual already.
The 17th annual, and my 3rd time being chairman.
It's going to be wonderful. So we're looking forward to next year on this event as well. How many vendors do you think we had participating this time?
We have 20 vendors this time. We did have one lady who got sick from her students. She was a school teacher, so she had to back out. So we had 19 vendors here, all wonderful artists, and they've come. This artist here with the wood carving, he came all the way from Banning, California to be.
I know we had somebody here from Ohio as well. Tell me about the train though over there.
Well, the train over there is a project that my husband and I have started, and everyone in Pahrump knows Marta Beckett. Well, Marta Beckett donated us the original site of the Borax Company, and we're raising money to restore the inside of that, and then we will be showing the complete line all the way from Ludlow to Rhyolite to Beatty, out through Death Valley, Ryan Mine, featuring the Ryan Mine of the Tonopah Tidewater train. This is the rail that was started to replace the 20 Mule Team.
Wow, this is fantastic.
And so we're going to have a beautiful museum out there and it will all be shown, the complete layout of the whole line in HO scale.
And Pahrump is chock full of artists of all kinds. When you visit Eno's property here in Pahrump, it's hard to believe that this oasis is here in the desert. Eno came from Finland originally. He loves Pahrump and loves sculpting. We visited his home to view his breathtaking artwork.
Well, I moved to Pahrump basically, or we moved to Pahrump because there's certain freedom here, people not telling you all the time what to do. In my work, I have worked in 22 different countries. I needed a little oasis middle of some nowhere, and I feel we have the place here.
And I know your artwork is displayed all over the world, like you said. Where do you originally come from?
I was born in Finland in 1940, and then lived in Sweden, back in Finland, and I moved to U.S. 1962 beginning, so I'm almost 50 years been here.
And I know that you have some artwork that moves here in your yard, the wind.
Well, I'm very proud of my newest piece called Windflower. It's made out of a Brazilian blue quartz called Azul de Mar. And to make a stone that turns by wind, it's a symbolism that I like. I think we have to look at to the future and to understand the future starts right now. And that sculpture, if any of mine, it's important. Only other time I did something like that, early 1970s, I worked with the Caltech and designed a sculpture that turns in by solar power. And that time solar power was just starting, and I loved it because the scientists told me I couldn't do it because you need a batteries, and I said, well, there's a way to do it, and I found a way not to needing the batteries. And I got into technical magazines all over the world. And the sculpture is somewhere in Santa Barbara, I think in a music institution.
And you have some solar powered lights here that everything's made in stone, but one of them lights up solar powered.
Well, yes, actually that's still on work because I want in the beam middle of the night I need to find a better stronger light. I kind of want a beam top of the stone, there's a lens, and when dark comes, you can see this beam going towards the sky, and that's by solar power, because I believe solar power is such an amazing thing. And when I made the solar sculpture, one thing I found, I made it to go 1 RPM, and the amazing thing was that even in a cloudy day, it turned half RPM. I have one more thing to do in my energy series, and that one is by temperature. I want to make a 30, 40, 50,000 piece of sculpture that turns by the temperature.
Wow.
And I already have designed it. Naturally, you have to do it. Like this wind sculpture, I got the idea early 1970s. I had a scientist, Knut Magnusson from Montreal, visiting me, and he gave me the idea when he was talking about the wind power. It took me 35 years to make it, but now it's reality.
These stones are extremely heavy. I know that you have one that's 600 pounds. It's spinning on a pole. You even have the American flag and another type of flag.
Well, I don't consider 600 pounds much because my heaviest sculpture I made weighs 400,000 pounds.
Wow. And here's part 2 of the interview with artist and sculptor Eno, whose artwork is world renowned.
I've done lots of bronze sculptures of lots of famous people. I was really sad when they said nobody in America could have carved a sculpture of dedicating Martin Luther King. I offered to carve them, and I said I do it for free. I love to do it, and they didn't even. They sent the papers right back because it's somebody had a good idea how to make money, and they spent I think $22 million for that. It makes me sad that we're not buying American from American. I consider myself being American, proud American. If the flag don't tell you that, what it would.
It's an amazing thing to see the American flag in stone like that. What type of stone is that?
That's a naturally American marble made out of Georgia marble. It's called it's a quarry in northern Georgia and Jasper, Georgia, where I did lots of work. And the city there wanted me to move there, and they gave me studio and health insurance. It was kind of amazing. The name of the stone is Eldoret marble.
You have your own studio right here on this property. Right over here you have a sculpture called Davida. Tell me about that one.
Well, I love women, and I don't think it's nothing wrong about loving women as long as you don't go beyond loving them.
Well, it's a wonderful honor to women here because this is like David.
Well, Michelangelo made David, and early in my life, already early 60s, they called me Michelangelo. So that time, I thought of to make a sculpture that would be dedicated to the woman, not for the he-man. And so it's Davida.
Beautiful. You have another sculpture that shows the front, and then when you go on the other side, it's the front. What's that about?
Well, I'm a self-made philosopher, and that I love how people have they private, and they outside when they go work. There's two different people, and so I wanted to make a sculpture about that. So a lot of my sculptures have a philosophy of my philosophy. Is it wrong or right? I don't care. I work from my heart. I'm passionate about what I'm doing, and I'm only a year away doing it for 50 years.
So people can look at your artwork on your website?
Absolutely, I would love that. Yes, and
what's the website address?
EINO.org.
More with News 46's News in Review. Don't go anywhere.
Pahrum's most watched and #1 media source for local news and weather with Deanna O'Donnell.
Friday is November 11th, which will mark 11/11/11. Friday was Veterans Day, and Julie Hargis from Car Studio wants to honor those who served our country and continue to serve our town.
I decided, again, we'd like to give back to the community, and we love our veterans and servicemen and women here in town. And so we've decided to give 25% off all week long through the Veterans Day on Friday, 25% off any services. And, of course, any of our local law enforcement, our fire people want to come down, we'd like to recognize them as well and just have a week-long celebration and try to help them out. And we knew that a lot of local restaurants, Preferred RVs doing a meal. A lot of people are doing things for the veterans, and I have a lot of friends that are veterans, so we wanted to do something to celebrate them, so we decided to go ahead and do this offer for them.
This is a wonderful thing to do, and I know that, like you said, so many people are doing things. Commissioner Gary Halls is going to be at the Preferred RV Park also.
He's going to be there Friday for the dinner that Preferred is having. It's a free meal for the veterans, and then their spouses or partners pay a little bit of a fee, but they're having a steak dinner there on Friday. I think social hour starts at 4 or 5. I'm not a spokesman for them, but I know he's going to be there, and he's one of our local veterans. And I have a very good friend, Steve Burchett, who is a veteran, and so I wanted to try to get involved with that the best I could and be part of it. So I hope that you're going to be able to get some of that information out for some of the other restaurants and people who are doing that. And if you haven't planned on anything, please recognize our veterans, and we definitely appreciate your service, your commitment to our community and to our country. God bless you.
So for more information, who can they call?
Again, Julie at 775-513-0960. It is advisable to make an appointment.
And this is Car Studio over there in the Prump Nugget parking lot.
Right. And if they can't get out, if it's a veteran and they can't get out, I do have Prompt Mobile Detailing, same number, 775-513-0960. And we'll also run the mobile with the same offer this week.
Boy Scout Kenny Young is attempting to earn his Eagle Scout badge by giving bikes to needy kids for Christmas.
There's 3 of us now that are working on our Eagle projects. And one of them actually just started yesterday. So
what's your project?
I'm collecting bikes for needy kids here in Pahrump.
Wow, this is a great thing. So tell me about the sheriff's part in this, Rick.
I think Kenny's downplaying a little bit. He's not just collecting the bikes. He's accepting any type of bicycle, whether it's new, old, or otherwise, and then him and a staff that he's putting together will refurbish them, sometimes tearing them down to the bare frame, sanding them, putting them back together, and then donating them for needy kids. The sheriff's office became involved. Kenny and his mother had attended a town board meeting and had asked for the town board's help, and I approached them afterwards and told them, if there's anything that the sheriff's office can do to help you, please don't hesitate to call. Subsequently, Kenny and his father came up to the sheriff's office and met with Captain Beck, myself, and Captain Beck came up with the bicycle giveaway program, and Kenny has ran with it like a stormtrooper.
So what is the sheriff's office going to do with the program as well?
We're going to help when Kenny gets his list of personnel or needy kids. We're going to help deliver them. We help pick them up. We're there to help Kenny in any way that he needs assistance with. But to make it clear, Kenny has to be the one that is the project manager. The guidelines of getting an Eagle badge are very strict, and Kenny has to adhere to them.
Well, this is a great idea. Have you already refurbished some of them already?
No, actually, my troop and I are going to be getting together tonight to start making like observations on what needs to be done to the bikes.
So this is really great. Do you have some other scouts in your troop that are all helping? How many of them?
I think there's 6.
And so, was there an ultimate goal of a date that you're going to be giving these to the needy kids? Is it for Christmas, or are you going to continue this project?
Christmas.
Wonderful. This is great. Is there an age target that you're looking at as far as kids? Like what kind of age groups?
Just all kids, basically.
Are you going to be there when they give the bikes to the kids?
Yes.
Wow, this is great. All these badges that you have are for different projects that you've done?
Different merit badges.
So this is going to be a great project. Can people donate bikes too as well, or?
Yes.
They can?
They can contact Ben Gully at the sheriff's office. 751-7000 is the direct line and be asked to be transferred to Ben. They can also send in money and donations, and Kenny can give you, if he knows it, the P.O. Box number to send those to, or the telephone number that his mom or his dad can be contacted at to receive those donations.
The telephone number for my house is 727-9193.
And if you would like to help Kenny Young and his bike project, or if you have a bike to donate, you can call 727-9193. That's 727-9193, or you can contact them by email at P.O. Box 1685, Pahrump, Nevada 89041. If you have pain, Healthcare Partners pain specialist Dr. Mahajer can help.
Basically, I take care of all types of pain. This could include headaches, neck pain, back pain, leg pain, and also cancer pain as well.
Pain specialists also help people in rehab too as well?
Some pain specialists do. Actually, I'm not involved with rehab, but we do medical management as far as medications and other medications that patients use.
Is that part of the regular medical doctor where they refer you, or is this a referral process to go to you?
Most people have a referral, but they can also come and see me if they depends on their insurance as well. If they're not an HMO type, they can just come and see me. They don't need a referral from their physicians. But we try to stay with more of the referral system, but our doors are always open to new patients.
Pain specialists are as a doctor that a lot of people seek, especially migraines and what you said, back pain.
Correct. So again, we deal with a lot of different types of pain, including headaches, migraines, and low back pain. Most of my patients actually come in with back pain and leg pain.
Do you do a lot of controlling pain with medication, or what do you do?
Personally, I'm not a huge fan of opiates, so I try to cut down as much as we can. Unfortunately, the society, we've turned into people that need pills all the time, or we want a pill for every ailment. So I try to have a more of a generalized approach. We do medications, procedures, as well as physical therapy and other modalities that are appropriate for each specific patient.
Exactly, for the specific patient and what they're looking at as far as that. So do you come in from Las Vegas, or are you here all the time?
Correct. Actually, my office is in Las Vegas. I'm next to Southern Hills Hospital. Basically, every Monday I'm here from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
And do you work out of Desert View too as well?
I used to. Several years ago, we did procedures out there, so we're actually back in negotiations with the hospital, trying to see so we can do some of the procedures here so people don't have to drive all the way to Vegas to have some of the procedures done.
If people are having pain that they can't seem to control, or that they're not exactly sure how to identify it, they need to call healthcare partners.
Absolutely, and also it also depends on the severity. I mean, sometimes the pain could be something that's more underlying, that's more dangerous. So definitely seek help right away if this is something out of the ordinary. A lot of people that come in with chest pains and stuff, I want them to go to the hospital and everything first. And that's not a pain specialist issue. But again, it's important to figure out what's going on first.
Sometimes more serious things happen from just the slightest pain, and some people may write it off and say, oh, it's nothing.
Absolutely, that can happen. So again, it's always important to keep a good contact with your physician.
What about chronic pain?
Chronic pain, that's our biggest clients. People come in with being in pain for many years, and unfortunately, what happens is some of the physicians that they see, they don't know about all the new modalities that are out there, and then they just keep writing narcotics. And I think there's other ways to go about it. Not that we don't write narcotics, but we try to keep that to a minimum.
Some doctors look at some of the pain as being in their head.
Well, if I don't agree with that. Unfortunately, quite often pain is very subjective, so you kind of have to believe what the patient tells you, and sometimes there's not a reason for specific pain, but we try to ascertain as much as we can.
And there are so many loving dogs and cats to choose from at West Star Ranch Animal Rescue. We spoke to Terry Doherty and Eileen Hampsey. I'm here at West Star Ranch Animal Rescue, and if you've seen our Save a Pet segment on Friday nights, then you know Terry Doherty and Eileen Hampsey. We're going to speak to them right now about the thrift store as well as the animal rescue.
We've got a little bit of everything here. We're open 5 days a week. We've got probably about 40-some dogs here and about that number of cats. We've got a lot of items here that we sell to provide food and vet bills and stuff like that for them. So come on down and check us out.
I know we see Eileen every week with our Save a Pet segment.
Yes, you do. I'm there with the dogs. You can come down and see me here at 780 East Mance. Come and check out the animals.
It's wonderful. And the adoption fees for cats and dogs?
The adoption fees vary because right now we're having problems getting them fixed and so forth. We do have a vet in town that's working with us. So it'll vary from $25 up to $200 depending on the size.
And there you go. And then the animals here, they can come meet them, spend a little time with them, Terry, get to know them and see if it fits right with their family?
Certainly, yeah. We advise people to come out and take a dog out and walk them around a little bit, get used to it, see if they'll fit. I mean, it's like buying a shoe. You can't buy a shoe without trying it on first. So take a dog out and walk around with him and see if it works out okay. Not all adoptions work out, so for whatever reason, bring him back and try another one or do something else.
We have a thrift store here that helps support the animals here. I know we have Car Studio, too, that helps support. But tell me about the thrift store here.
Thrift store, wow, we've got a lot of things here, ranging from clothes to tools to furniture. A lot of donations come in. People have been very good to us. We've got a drop-off box right at the front gate, so if you've got any donations, please bring them in. We need them.
People can donate monetarily. They can donate dog food, cat food, kitty litter, anything, but also thrift store items to help.
Certainly, any kind of garage sale items that didn't sell or they're usable, we can, gently used items, we take anything in here.
We have a website, don't we?
Yes, we do. WeststarRanch@.org.
.org.
.org.
There you go. And we're a 501c3, so any donations that they make, it can be tax deductible.
That's correct.
And of course, come down to 780 East Mans Road or call 727-9273. I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. Congratulations to Elena Arms, who opened the doors of her new business, Pahrump Photography. I'm standing in front of Pahrump photography, where they held a ribbon cutting here this morning with the Pahrump Valley Chamber of Commerce. We're going to speak to Elena Arms and her family.
Basically, I've been a photographer for the last 9-10 years, and it's just been a dream of mine to open up a studio, and it's basically a dream come true. And I'm very passionate about photography. I'm very passionate about photographing people, and I just love it. I really do.
I know that you're a photographer for a paper out here.
Yes, I used to work for the Pahrump Valley Times for about 3 or 4 years. I love that because it was a community, and I love Pahrump.
So you had a ribbon cutting today with the Pahrump Valley Chamber of Commerce. What's that mean to you to join the Pahrump Valley Chamber of Commerce?
Well, basically the networking and just meeting the other business people in Pahrump, it's really important, and just getting to know this, basically bouncing ideas off each other and helping support each other. That's really means a lot.
This must be really a dream come true to open your own studio here. We're in the Provenza Center here.
Yes. I actually work for Elizabeth Provenza with real estate, and I also am becoming a real estate agent as well. So it's one of those side jobs kind of thing. It's be all that I can be kind of thing, and I love working for Liz as well, and I'm just transitioning from that to having my own business and selling houses.
Wonderful. So you have a studio inside here, which means that people can come and get their pictures taken professionally. What other type of photography?
I do. My favorite is children's portraits because I love working with the kids and babies, and also and family photos. I do on location, in studio, and I do senior portraits, and school photography. And I'm starting to do weddings in probably December or January.
Are your kids here going to help out a little bit with the photography studio?
Yeah. Yes. I'm mostly going to help with the weddings with my mom and just help along with her.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
There you go. So, Elena, do you have any packages you want the public to know about right now?
You call me up. It's by appointment only at the moment. And packages start from $39.95 to $99.95, and pretty reasonable. With the photo session, with the sitting fee, you get a high resolution. And if you choose to have me print the pictures, I can do that. Or you have the copyright to print them from whoever you would like. I do have great packages, and just make an appointment. I give you $10 off the print packages, and by mentioning this, I'll give you 10% off the total.
By mentioning this, that you saw this interview?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Bye.
So what's the phone number here?
It's 775-209-9091.
And we go back with Julie Hargis, who speaks to us about the first annual Harvest Food Drive.
Some of my friends at the Church of Harvest got together with me, and they would like to do a food drive for Thanksgiving through Christmas. And so we decided at Car Studio we would be the drop-off point. So people can drop off food, non-perishable items, anytime from 9 to 4, Monday through Friday. We are there on Saturday as well. We're closed Sunday. And with every donation of non-perishable good, you'll get a $5 off coupon for any detailing services.
Wow, this is fabulous. So Church of the Harvest is ultimately going to get these items. What types of items are we looking for?
Anything that won't spoil, boxed goods, canned goods. If there's any kind of grocery store or something out there that wants to do like a bulk, we will go and pick up. But anything that won't spoil that we can get out to the families, and the Church of Harvest will be coordinating the distribution to the families here in town. And it's all going to go to local families.
I know that they usually have the Thanksgiving and Christmas meal in conjunction with Linda DeMayo's event and the community dinners. This won't be going to that. This will actually be going to homes.
This will actually be going to homes, and we're hoping to get enough to do a distribution at Thanksgiving and then one the 22nd of December for Christmas as well.
So they can start dropping it off now at Car Studio?
Absolutely. Anytime that we're there, bring it on by, and the guys will give you a coupon to show our appreciation. And we feel it's important for everybody to give back to the community during this time. And the families and the kids are so important to us. So we figured, what can we do to help? So the church needed a drop-off point, so we jumped on board with them. And you can contact and run the numbers for Linda at the Church of Harvest, or my phone number as well, for more information. Or if somebody has something and they need to have it picked up, we'd be glad to come by and pick it up for you.
Do you take monetary donations, or you want just food?
If somebody wants to do that, I can make it out to the Church of Harvest, and then they can use that to buy any items that we may not get that the families may need.
This is going to run through December 20th.
Through December 20th, and the last distribution will be December 22nd.
Wonderful. This is a great thing. Tell the phone numbers for more information.
To contact me, it's 775-513-0960, and Linda's number is 775-727-7650.
Thank you. And that's it for News 46's News in Review. Some of the weekend events include the Electa Hewitt Award by the Seroptimists. They're going to be down there at Mountain Falls from 2 to 4 on Saturday. And on Sunday is the Republicans Women's Fashion Show. It's at 1 p.m. at the Artesia Clubhouse. And Southwest Medical is having an open house on Saturday from 2 to 4 as well on Calvada. We hope you had a great week and have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.